Ah, the Force is strong in this one. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Pandora Theater. I'm Clint Schaffer.
And this is Devin Peters.
And we are doing a special May the 4th Be With You episode. So grab your popcorn.
And fill up your blue milk of Tatooine.
And enjoy the show. Hey, welcome back, everybody. So we're excited about this May the 4th Be With You episode. We're going to talk about all the different Star Wars movies and how we feel about them and which ones are our favorites and which ones are our least favorite. So what are we going to start with, Devin?
We are going to start with Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
So we're going to start not in the order of release, but actually chronological order.
Yep.
Now, there's a big debate here. I mean, if you were to tell somebody that's never watched Star Wars before, how are you going to tell them to watch it?
Oh, I would tell them to watch them first so you know what's happening in the later movies. But I would rank it as my second to least favorite movie.
The Phantom Menace.
Yes, out of all of them.
You know, Phantom Menace is like, I can't even remember when it came out, but it had to have been like around like 99, 2000, somewhere around there.
I think it's around 99.
Yeah, and that is like right when I was like getting out at like towards my, I don't know, probably junior year, sophomore year of high school. So that I kind of look as like, that's like my Star Wars movie, man. I mean, and for everybody to rank it so low, it's kind of sucks. But why would you put it so low? What's like a couple things that you just didn't like about it?
I don't know, but I really haven't watched the movie recently to know what happens exactly, but as I've seen it, it's a lot of stuff that like I feel like they could have done differently to make it feel like it was better.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people would say that. I mean, so you're not a huge fan of Jar Jar Binks, then?
I mean, I love Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, come on. Is that a joke or reality?
It's reality.
Oh, I thought that was like the worst part about the movie.
No, it's the best part of it. It's what to get it to the second to last.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. I would say, so Phantom Menace is not in my top of Star Wars films, even though it was released in my era. But I will say a couple positive things here. I think the Phantom Menace has the best bad guy. I think Darth Maul is one of the best bad guys in all of Star Wars.
Overall, the best part of the movie was the fight between Obi-Wan and Darth Maul.
Yeah, I mean, starts off with him and Qui-Gon Jinn, and then ends with him and Obi-Wan. When Darth Maul and Qui-Gon Jinn are fighting, and Obi-Wan is stuck in that little room because he can't get past the laser shield or whatever it is.
Call it.
Yeah, and he's just sitting there, and he has to watch all of that, right? And he has to watch his buddy get, basically
his
killed
master.
his master get killed by Darth Maul. And then it comes down to Obi-Wan and Darth Maul, and it's great to watch Obi-Wan just sit there and kind of meditate, right?
Yeah.
As that shield's up. And on the other side is Darth Maul, and he's just stomping back and forth like a feral animal. I just thought that was one of the coolest scenes in pretty much all of Star Wars.
Yeah, I would rank it up there too.
Yeah, fantastic. So how about the next one, Attack of the Clones? What was your thoughts there?
Well, my thought was I really liked the movie. It was like probably one of my favorites. It's my third in all of Star Wars. Yep. And I'd tell them to watch it through, maybe in a couple times to see what happens.
Yeah, I would say that's what you bring up a good point. I think I enjoyed Attack of the Clones. I thought it was a good story. You learn a lot of just, how a lot of folks, I think that's where we find out what Boba Fett, right, kind of comes to fruition in that one, and or at least as a kid anyway. I also feel like I enjoyed the kind of the love story that happened between the princess and Anakin
Skywalker. Yeah.
I enjoyed that one there. So, but to your point, I do think that you almost have to watch that one at least a couple times through to really catch it.
I'd watch it the once in order, then watch everyone, then watch it back after you've seen everyone, just to see how it tells you about what happened later in the storyline.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when we all first started watching all these Star Wars. I'm a fan of watching in chronological order.
Yes.
And I think I know your mom has watched all of these as well, right? And she went from never watching any Star Wars, not being a fan, to I would say she's a pretty big Star Wars fan now.
Yep.
And I think watching in chronological order helps with that whole thing, so you kind of understand the whole story. So. How about the next one? The next one's an exciting one. Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith is overall my favorite movie out of every Star Wars movie that has ever been released.
It's a bold statement.
That may change. I mean, that may be tied for ones later in the storyline, but it is one of my favorites, especially because of it shows how Anakin later turns into Darth Vader.
Yeah. That, watching Anakin transition in that movie is one of the most powerful things you can watch, right? Because like you go from, I mean, like in the Phantom Menace, of course he's a little kid, Attack of the Clones, you kind of get attached to him, and then all of a sudden you just watch him, start turning on old Obi-Wan, right?
You tend to hate him after that movie happens.
Yeah. How's that end? Is that the one that it ends with him basically laying on the rock next to the lava, right? With no arms, no legs,
and
right?
Eventually he starts to burn, and then what's the Senator Palpatine finds him, who later will be known as Emperor Palpatine. Finds him and has the clones that turned against the Jedi and killed most of the Jedi take him back, and later put on the Darth Vader equipment on his body.
Which is basically keeping him alive, right?
Yes. If he was to take off the mask, he dies.
Wow. Yeah. That's intense. Could you imagine being stuck in a helmet?
Yeah.
Like, I would only have to imagine, like you'd have to wear that thing. I mean, I think he had like a sleeping pod, that maybe
he could take it off. And then I was later watching some. It was like Darth Vader is in so much pain because basically that equipment is basically like inside of his veins and stuff, trying to keep him alive. So he's in like a lot of pain inside of this equipment, but it's keeping him alive.
Wow. Yeah, I couldn't imagine trying to live through that. But so hey, if we're going chronological order, what's the next movie? I think this one kind of threw me off when you wrote this up there.
Yeah, it's Solo.
Good old Solo. So the story of Han Solo. Overall fun movie, right?
Yes.
I would rank it at one of the lowest, though, for me personally, because of a few it was fun. I gotta put some emphasis on fun. I hated the fact that Han Solo basically had like a couple really good days. Like,
yes. Everything
that we know about Han Solo happens in this movie in a matter of like, a few days. So what do we got? He finds his blaster.
Yes.
Right? Who's he become best friends with?
The Wookiee.
Chewbacca.
Who you may recognize if you're watching in chronological order from the Revenge of the Sith.
He's in the Revenge of the Sith.
Yes, he is. When they're on the Wookiee planet.
Oh, that's right.
And
yes.
He's with Yoda.
That is right. I forgot about that. It's been a while since I've seen some of these. So, the other thing that ended up happening, he's got his blaster, which he's of course known for. He gets connected to Chewbacca.
Yes.
And then he runs Castle Run and
Castle Run. But before that, he goes and gambles against what's his name, Clint?
Oh, yeah.
I'm
struggling.
Yeah, I am too.
The guy in Cloud City.
Yeah, Cloud City.
Lando. There we go.
Lando. That's his name.
Oh, to win the
Millennium
Falcon.
Which is actually not you guys are probably getting it wrong, but it's actually it's pronounced Millennium Falcon. Not Falcon.
Oh. All right.
He Han Solo himself gets it wrong. The only one to get it right is C-3PO and what's her Ren? Isn't it Ren? No, not Ren.
No. Yeah,
Rey.
Rey. There we go.
Rey.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay. So I have been mispronouncing this wrong for a long time. Okay. So he gets all of these things though. So everything that we know about Han Solo happens in a matter of like
3 seconds. Basically.
Yeah. And that's what I disliked about the movie. I think they just didn't give him any justice.
I think I would have liked the movie better if it came out just a little bit earlier before the Force Awakens, which is number 9, episode 9.
Yep. Yeah. All right, so then that takes us to another standalone movie, Rogue One.
Well, this movie overall, if I was to tell anyone to watch it, which I would never tell anyone to watch it, it's my overall least favorite movie. I don't think I would ever want to watch it again. But
Devin, I just want to say that's blasphemy, man. Like, that is such a good movie. It fills in such a good plot hole in A New Hope. You just didn't like it?
No, I didn't like it, but the only part I liked about it is that it really tells you how they ended up getting the Death Star plans to like Leia and the Rebels.
I think for me, I think I enjoyed it probably even more because understanding how they got the Death Star plans was always the big plot hole in the old
it was like you never knew how they got the plans. In my head I always thought Leia, she's the princess, so I just thought she eventually
had some access. Yeah, no, I thought that was a great movie, but very well done. And I also thought the end of that is incredibly powerful. I mean, like basically everybody dies.
Well, I haven't really watched it in a long time. I don't really remember what happened.
I think their planet blew up, right? Like, and they had to watch it basically get attacked, if I remember right. Like all of them were on the planet that ends up blowing up.
That's armor. Was it armor? Some armor. It's like. I don't remember what it is, honestly. It's in The New Hope. They basically, the Death Star, they use it first, and it destroys Princess Leia's home planet of...
Oh, whatever that planet is.
Yeah, whatever that planet is.
Oh, there we go. Was it that planet? I think it was.
No.
It wasn't?
No, it was on a different planet. I thought it was like they ended up...
Well, hey, we can go look that up.
Yeah, we can look that up.
Maybe we'll just have to watch Rogue One again.
Yeah. Maybe, but it's a slim chance.
All right. What about the next one?
New Hope.
1977? Right?
Yeah, 77.
77? I mean, this has to be ranked up there with all of them, right? I mean, like this is the original. This started everything.
This would be my number 5.
Okay.
I'd rank it 5 out of every single movie that came out. 5 out of 11.
This for me would probably be somewhere around. It'd probably be 3 overall. I think is where I'd probably rank that.
My 3rd overall, we've already named, would be Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, no, that's a good one as well. A New Hope is just. This is where we just get introduced to the entire.
It introduced you to Han Solo, Chewbacca.
Darth Vader. Right. I mean, this is all of them.
Luke Skywalker, Leia, and basically how
kind of Luke kind of got his powers and everything else, right?
And Obi-Wan Kenobi, I forgot about that one.
Ben
Kenobi.
Ben Kenobi. Yeah, I mean this is just like I said, I think it's a movie far before.
And we're forgetting about two main characters in that storyline.
R2-D2
and C-3PO.
Yeah. Yeah, I tell you what, I just keep thinking back to that movie, and I absolutely loved that one. I mean, it's
up there.
Well, and we just watched The Force Awakens, and I believe that was the one that he says the trash compactor joke, right? Which actually is back in A New Hope.
Back in A New Hope. Also, his son Ben Solo, Kylo Ren, is named after Ben Kenobi.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So then we roll into my number 1. My absolute all-time favorite Star Wars movie is The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, it's up there. I'd have to put it like number 4.
I just remember, so I was probably your age, Devin, when I actually got the trilogy, and it was like the remastered trilogy on VHS.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you know what a VHS tape is.
I know what a VHS is.
Okay, well, hey, I don't know. That's kind of a ways back there. And so I got it on VHS, and I remember watching all of these, and I would have to say that when it starts off with the Battle of Hoth, and
that's one of my all-time favorite battle scenes. But then I also thought in later the movie The Last Jedi, I thought that planet that they were fighting on was Hoth, but I don't, because they had like the base. It was a former rebel base, and it was like a snow planet, but I may be wrong on that one.
I don't know. We'd have to look that up. That might be a. They do like to reuse a lot of planets. So, but the thing is with Battle of Hoth, like the snow speeders, I absolutely love, and of course we get to see the first AT-ATs.
Yes,
and AT-ATs are just awesome.
Yeah, and later in the Force Awakens, you'll see that where Rey is living is actually inside of an AT-AT.
Oh, no kidding.
In that thing, she actually found one of the rebel helmets for a speeder or something like that inside that AT-AT.
Yeah, that's just, like I said, I loved those AT-ATs. And then what is the other one? AT-ST, right?
Yeah, AT-ST, that's the two-one.
Right?
That one's also, that's introduced in the next movie, Return of the Jedi.
When they're in the woods.
Yeah, in the woods.
That's right. Yeah, and so let's go into that. Return of the Jedi, another great one. I would rank this below A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. I don't know what it is.
This would be 6. And then it introduced you to one of the cutest animals that ever introduced in a Star Wars movie.
And what's that?
Honestly, I forgot what their name was. I remember they looked like a miniature Wookiee.
Oh, the little, yeah.
The Ewok.
Ewoks, yeah. Yeah, Ewoks. They're absolutely adorable because they were the ones living in the woods.
Yeah, they're the ones that saved Leia and eventually made C-3PO their king. Ah,
that's right. Yeah. That is another...
and then tried to eat so-called Leia and Han and Chewbacca and Luke.
When did they try to eat them?
When they got him out of the net, they trying to cook him.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, man, I need to go back and watch these again. I do remember again growing up. One of my favorite vehicles was the speeders. Like I don't know, it's like a motorcycle looking thing.
Yeah,
right?
they definitely probably got some inspiration of the motorcycle. Honestly, I'm not that big of a fan of them because they've changed so much over the years. Like they have that version. And later in other movies, they changed, to make them bulkier.
They had a lot of them in The Mandalorian.
Yes,
as well. They used those quite a bit.
Actually, right after, I think we should start talking about The Mandalorian. I think it takes place, doesn't it take place right after the Return of the Jedi?
I think it is. I think it's right after the Return of the Jedi, right? Yeah. So it's kind of like essentially the Empire has fallen, right?
Yes.
And then the Mandalorian is kind of here. So what was your overall thought of the overall Mandalorian story?
That's definitely up there with all-time Star Wars movies / TV shows. I love that movie. I love that TV show.
I thought it was very well done. Of course, I mean, it's Jon Favreau, right?
Yes.
I mean, has he ever done anything bad? I mean, he's like all the Marvel movie or a lot of the Marvel movies.
Isn't he the Home Alone too?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, I thought he was like Home Alone.
I don't know. You know, it's Happy is who that is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In Iron Man.
No, wrong person. I'm thinking about someone else. It's not
a
John that starts with an F. I forget what his name is.
Yeah, but Jon Favreau is actually Happy. So, but anyway, he's the
Isn't
one
he the director of all the Marvel movies too?
Not all of them, but like
the
Iron Man,
ones.
he did, and some of those. So, and I think you can definitely tell that. I mean, he put a great spin on this. I love the lead character. Pedro Pascal is Mandalorian. I thought he's done a fantastic job. And also, you said one of the cutest animals. I mean,
this is
Grogu.
Yeah, he's not my second. He's my third. Second is in The Last Jedi. Porg.
You just like Porg because that's Chad's cat's name.
Yeah, it is his cat's name. He also has another cat named Blue.
That is true. That is true. The Mandalorian. The only thing that my only criticism that I would say on that was every episode is written the same way.
Yes.
Or almost anyway, which is like, I need something. This person has it. I have to do something for that person to get whatever I need, right? And like it was like that same story every episode.
And then now that we've gone through season 1, season 2, we should actually start talking about season 2, because I think we just finished season 1, talking about season 1.
Yeah, that's true. Season 2, so that got a little bit more in depth. I mean, we kind of got to see a little bit more characters and character development that we kind of seen.
Basically, in season 2, they're trying to. He's the Mandalorian is trying to return Grogu, who we learned has the Force. He's trying to return him, and he was later known at he was training for a Jedi. They're trying to return him to a Jedi. And later in episode 8 of season 2, everyone is shocked. The one Jedi that he returns him to goes by.
Who is the first Jedi that he drops off? Because like
I know she was introduced into one of the animated TV shows. She has like 2 lightsabers that are white.
What are the what's the animated series called? Is that Rebels?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, and she's like a main character in the Rebels.
I think in later seasons. Yeah.
Okay. I've never seen any of the Rebels. I've
seen them I haven't watched it in a long time. I watched like the first original seasons.
Okay. But I thought introducing her was pretty cool because, of course we got a Jedi, right? Which was pretty neat. And then of course the end of that. I mean, I don't want to give
Luke Skywalker.
Oh, you got to say spoiler alert at least before you throw that out there.
I think they should know if they're watching.
It's true, right? I mean, if you haven't seen it yet, it's on you, right? I thought that was a great way to end it.
Yes.
I mean, Grogu goes off, and who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, who knows? He may have been with Luke, where he was probably one of the ones that was slaughtered by Kylo Ren.
Could be. We may find that out in season 3.
We may find that out.
So that takes us to the last 3, right? Which is we have them written down as 9, 10, and 11. Yeah. That's because we got a few other movies, but technically it's episode 7, 8, and 9. So this, really started what I would consider, episodes 1, 2, and 3 was my generation. This is really your generation of Star Wars.
Yes, it is.
I mean, you went to the theater for all of these, I believe.
Yeah.
So step us through the Force Awakens.
Well, the Force Awakens, basically, it's just like introducing all the main characters from the older movies. And basically, through that movie, they're trying to get this droid called BB-8, which is like a round circle with like a head, like an R2-D2 head on him. And basically, he has like a part of a map that leads to Luke Skywalker, who has hidden out on what they think is an earlier Jedi temple, the first Jedi temple.
Oh, that's right, because they're all hunting. BB-8 has the last piece of the map to find Luke,
which
right?
Basically. And then later in the movie, we'll find out that R2-D2 has the rest of it.
That's right.
And also we're hinting at that Kylo Ren says that they have that's the only piece they're missing to the First Order. The First Orders, they have every piece except for that piece.
And basically the First Order is the new Empire.
The new Empire.
Yeah.
And then
Kylo Ren's kind of the new Darth Vader.
And then Kylo Ren, he's my least favorite bad guy out of every single Star Wars movie. I just despise him.
Yeah, I mean, I think like I would agree with you. I'm not a big Kylo Ren fan. Yeah. I don't know. I think he's his
lightsaber's okay.
His lightsaber's probably
kind of obnoxious.
Yeah, it looks like it weighs. I think you called this out when we were watching this.
Yeah, it looks like he swings it like it weighs 100 pounds.
Yeah, 100 pounds. I mean, like it's like he's dragging this thing around. Mm-hmm. I always go back to again Darth Maul, like where he had the dual lightsaber. I mean, it was like nice and light, and he was
And then it worked when you cut it in half. So
yeah, that is true.
And then
Kylo Ren's also just like a big baby to me.
Yes,
like he just whines constantly.
He kind of has a little bit of anger issues.
Yeah, a lot of anger issues. But it's like, it's not even like an adult anger issue. It's like he's a
baby
5-year-old child throwing a temper tantrum.
Yeah, he's a Clint.
Hey, now. It's not very nice. But again, the other funny thing that I would say about The Force Awakens, they kind of stole the entire story arc from A New Hope.
Yes, they did.
I mean, it's pretty much very close to the same story.
The only thing they changed is the planets. Basically, in the movie, Rey is found on the movie Jakku? It's not Tatooine, it's Jakku.
Yeah, and same kind of.
Yeah, it's a desert.
Yeah.
And they have there's star destroyers that have landed on this planet, and basically she scabbers them for parts and basically goes sell them for portions, which I think it's a food, but also like a money source.
Yeah.
I think you can eat it, and then she later seen that she lives in a AT-AT, the walker, the 4-legged one, and then
and she runs into BB-8, right?
And she runs into BB-8, and then runs into Finn, who has BB-8's master Poe Dameron's jacket on, and he lies to him, says he's part of the Resistance, which is basically the rebels, and he's a former First Order stormtrooper.
I liked his character.
Yeah, I liked him.
It was fun.
Yeah, FN2187.
Yeah. That's the name of another Chad call out. That's the name of his golf cart.
Yes.
Because it looks like a stormtrooper.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he even has a license plate.
Yeah, it
right?
says FN2187.
Yeah. But the funny thing is, like, going back to like the same kind of story, you know, Luke Skywalker has R2-D2 and he has to get him because, you know, get him back to wherever because he has the information about the princess. And then it's like, here's Rey and BB-8.
And they have a droid who they have to take to the Resistance to get a piece of a map, which later R2-D2, he has the plans of the Death Star.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like literally the same story.
Literally the same story.
And you also pointed out when they fly down to that sun-eating planet that they built,
Starkiller Base. Isn't it?
What is it?
Starkiller Base.
Yeah, Starkiller Base.
Basically,
a planet-based Death Star, basically.
Yes.
Right? But they even do when they do the run.
Yes.
At the end when Poe flies in and shoots everything. Yeah. It's like the same run as
they have the little guns that are in there. The only thing that they're missing is they don't have the roof. They're not inside anything.
Yeah.
Another thing is that they're missing. Like if they really wanted to copy it, they'd have a TIE fighter
with Kylo Ren in it.
And then Rey driving this so-called X-wing.
Yeah, it's true. So actually, I'm gonna pause just for a minute. We've talked about a lot of different, a lot of different ships and everything in here. What is your favorite Star Wars ship?
Honestly, the overall coolest would have to be Kylo Ren's TIE Fighter.
Ooh.
And then it'd be, Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. I like that. And then the bombing TIE Fighters.
You're just all up on TIE Fighters then.
Yeah, I think...
Heck with the Rebels.
Oh, and the First Order TIE Fighters. I like the black and red.
I tell you what, I would have to go my number one overall.
Oh, in the B wing for it's either B or V wing for the Rebels as Resistance.
I would go with Poe's X-wing is one of my favorite.
It's pretty cool.
And then I would have to go after that. I would have to go the Snowspeeder on Hoth.
That's another cool one.
And then my third is going to be the Millennium Falcon.
I thought you were gonna say the AT-AT.
Yeah, I don't look at that as like a ship, though.
I don't really. It's a walker.
That's a walker. It would be ranked up there, though.
Yeah.
But all right, so now we roll into the Last Jedi.
Last Jedi, yes.
You gotta I've been a while since I've seen this, so
yeah, I haven't seen it in a while either. But latest it was like, what was it about, Clint?
That's what I was waiting for you to throw out there. I'm kind of struggling on remembering that. So
Last Jedi. Oh, now I remember it. It's basically Rey is getting trained by.
Oh yeah.
By Luke Skywalker on there. It's first thing. And basically, they're also trying. No, that's the next one. Never mind.
It's the next one.
Yeah,
this is the one though. I probably can't even think through the storyline. I'm kind of blanking here, but at the end, this is the one where Luke Skywalker's on the battlefield, and the Resistance is about to get wiped out.
Which really, it's not really. It's a Force hologram who is trying to just make Kylo Ren think it's him, to get the resistance out of there in the
He was shooting him with
Falcon.
an AT-AT, right?
Yeah,
well,
he
I
was
think
using
it
the
was an
lightsaber. He was using like the first order, like the AT-AT, but they were fighting with the lightsaber, and it made him actually think it because they were using the Force. And then Kylo Ren stabs him with his lightsaber, and it goes to him, and it does nothing. So then he has the AT-AT like fire on him.
That's right. And then we find out that essentially he's still on that Temple Island, right?
And then the last thing we know of him is we see him fade off like Yoda in Obi-Wan Kenobi, and we see his cloak fall like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, that
and then New Hope.
That was also the one that we got to witness. Kylo Ren and Rey came a little bit closer in that movie.
Yes.
They killed the Sith.
Yeah, General Snoke.
Yeah, Snoke. They killed him as well. So
no,
I mean,
actually, that's the next one, isn't it?
Is that the next one?
Yeah, it's the next one.
Oh man, we're struggling here towards the tail end. We probably should have watched these before we jumped on here, but hey, that's just what we're gonna do.
The Rise of Skywalker is next, which you guys may have seen it right there.
Yeah. Do have the shirt. Rise of Skywalker I thought was great.
It's my second overall movie.
Oh, yeah. So I could see that. I mean, this was really fun. I mean, it got to fill in basically a lot of the questions that we'd been asking for quite some time, right? Which is the biggest question is, who is Rey?
Yeah.
Right? And really, wasn't it the Last Jedi? That is right. The Last Jedi ended with basically saying Rey is just
Skywalker now.
No, I'm talking the one before the Last Jedi. It ended of basically saying she was just a random person that had the Force, right? Like, and that's kind of where it left off. And it's like, hey, you don't have any special family
and then the Last
or anything.
Jedi doesn't fill in any of it. And then you get to Rise of Skywalker, and they're looking for a Sith hologram. Because Kylo Ren has one, and he found Emperor Palpatine on the Sith planet of, what's it called?
I won't be able to
I couldn't
get that one either. But, so then we end up finding out that essentially Palpatine is still alive.
Yeah, Palpatine is still alive. He lived through the dark side of the Force.
And what we end up finding out then as well, big spoiler alert, Rey is Palpatine's granddaughter. That's who that is. So that is where she pulls her Force from.
And I don't know if we talk about this yet, but Kylo Ren is Han Solo and Leia's son.
So he's technically a Skywalker.
He's a Skywalker, and then basically through the Last Jedi and the Rise of Skywalker, basically they have like a connection that basically the Force draws them together, and like they fight. Even though they're nowhere close to each other.
Oh, that's right, because they can kind of basically feel each other even when they're.
And then they have the lightsaber battle inside when Rey is inside of Kylo Ren's Star Destroyer, his ship.
That's right, yeah.
And then Kylo Ren is on the ground looking for her, and then they fight, and Kylo Ren can only see what he sees, and Rey can only see what he sees until they interact with it. So Kylo Ren hit the mantle that Darth Vader's helmet was sitting
helmet,
on it, and it broke, and it fell, so he could see it, so he knew where they were.
Yeah. Yeah, that, like I said, the Rise of the Skywalker at the end, when you start finding everything out, and that really brings back, Star Wars is a family tale, right? I mean, it's all interconnected with the same families, and when you start seeing that, Anakin Skywalker turns into Darth Vader.
Yes.
Luke Skywalker defeats Darth Vader. Ben Solo, who is a Skywalker, ends up
Han Solo.
Kills and kills Han Solo. Kills kind of kills Luke Skywalker, right?
Yeah,
I mean, to a certain aspect.
He also kind of aids in Leia's death too.
Yeah, and then you have Senator Palpatine or Emperor Palpatine, who's Palpatine. Like the ultimate bad guy. And then you come to find out that Rey is his granddaughter.
And which is also hinted at in The Force Awakens when her main move was the Force.
That's right, because she was shooting lightning, right?
No, she was using the stabbing with the lightsaber, like the.
Yeah, but wasn't it in The Last Jedi? Didn't we watch her blow up the Star Destroyer with lightning or whatever?
That wasn't in the Star Destroyer. It was in the Rise of Skywalker.
Not a Star Destroyer, but a little like ship.
She was trying to hold back the thing in Rise of Skywalker because she thought Chewie was on it. So and her and Kylo Ren was trying to get it back. Kylo Ren was trying to push it, and she was trying to bring it back. And basically, lightning shot out of her hands and blew up that.
Which is a Palpatine move, though.
Which is Palpatine. Yeah. Another thing is the lightsaber, stab.
Yep.
To it, which is her first move in Senator Palpatine when he was first discovered in Revenge of the Sith. His first move was the stab on what's his face, the purple Skywalker, the purple lightsaber.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, whatever his character is. You guys may know that. But.
Yeah, I want to sit here and think of it. I can't think of it right now. I think it starts
with an O.
I thought it started with an M, but hey.
Yeah.
All right.
Purple.
Yeah, it is purple lightsaber. So, hey, we have a few gaps in our stories, but, I thought this was a really good conversation, though, Devin.
And then another thing I want to talk about, just real quick, just to end it off. In The Rise of Skywalker, basically the ship that took Rey's parents, which Palpatine was trying to take them to make Rey basically have the Force in her and try to make her turn to the dark side. And basically they stole it, and her parents were slaughtered on that ship. And in that movie, in The Force Awakens, they showed it driving off. And then in The Rise of Skywalker, they found that ship. And it looked the exact same like it did in The Force Awakens. So that kind of hinted at it too.
Yeah, they do a very good job. Actually, similar to I would say a Marvel, where they definitely like to connect the dots, right?
Yes.
In between all the different movies, and you get a lot of throwbacks and things of that nature, which I think they've done a great job with this entire series.
Yes. Right? I think it kind of helped that they had episode 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4, 5, and 6 came out before 1, 2, and 3.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so you could kind of build to that.
Then you could actually, if you start off at, an earlier, because basically the movies is trying to take off the books that were written by whatever his name is.
George Lucas.
Yeah, George Lucas. They were taking off trying to make, a movie series that came after the books that were written. And then later in, late 90s, early 2000s, they made movies off these. And then basically they headed back.
Yeah, and they went back. Yeah, so they basically did. I remember they released. Well, I don't remember because it was before me, but they released the first 3, and then when I was young, really young, they digitally remastered them. I remember that, and added a few little things in, and then they ended up coming out with episodes 1, 2, and 3, and then finally here a few years ago we got episode 7, 8, 9,
and then episode 10 comes out. One more year.
Is it another year?
2022.
2022. So there you go. 2022, and hopefully we'll have another.
Yeah, 2022. We will talk about this again.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
And have another movie to talk about.
Yeah, and hopefully we should have another person. He was not here today.
Bring Chad back in the saddle.
Yeah.
There we go. Well, hey, you've been a great co-host, so I want to say thanks for jumping on here.
Yeah.
And also, I want to say thank you to all of you out there. Thanks for listening. If you like this, be sure to like the podcast, subscribe, and ring the bell to get notified each and every time that we come out with new content.
And if you really want to, you can comment who's better, me or Chad.
Well, that's easy. You're better. I mean, you just want to just rub it in, don't you?
Kinda.
All right, the credits are rolling.
The lights are coming on.
And that's the end of the show.